And we're back.
Hello
We're gonna
there.
continue from Hello there, B-Man. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Happy freaking Wednesday. How you doing, man? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna continue from where we left off on the last video. We just got done with what day did we just get done with? Day 5. We're on day 5. We got done with day 4, so we're on day 5. How you doing, B-Man? Yeah, we the bank got attacked. We met a few people. We met a bunch of different people. Who is? Oh yeah, and then streaming chat. Streaming chat. Yeah, streaming chat. We did mess up one order so far, so we didn't get our full. Yeah, we didn't get our full bonus. That's fine. No more screw ups. We're gonna try not to screw it up again. But yeah, we're gonna continue. Let's see. We got the thing. She wanted a fan for whatever reason, even though it's freaking winter. So we got her a fan. She's happy. Doing good. Just got home. Ah, well, welcome home, mate. Yeah, we changed the color of our room. It's nice and purple. It's now Twitch purple. And I changed the Kutatsu to, I think that's supposed to be a sky with clouds. I don't know. It looks more like water with torpedoes. Don't know. But anyway, we're going to continue on with day 5. Let's go to work. Saturday, December something. Good evening. Huh? I didn't expect you today. I was Ow. Thanks, B-Man. I didn't expect you today. I was waiting for you to call and say you wouldn't be coming or something. Things at the Apollo Bank are getting ugly, so that means more people will be looking for a drink. Are they still locked in there? Are they still locked in there? I'm gonna stick with I'm assuming that's wrestling. I may be wrong. You can take a break. You can take a break, you know. You're quite the hard worker. And the streets are not exactly safe right now. They've never been when you get down to it. And besides, I can't afford to not come with the bar closing soon. I wonder if any bar has used impending closure as a means of getting their employees to work. Seems like the total opposite would happen. Not to mention, I get bored out of my brains in my apartment, so I'd rather come here anyway. What'd you say? Nothing important. Gil isn't back yet. Nope. I wouldn't worry too much about him, though. If you say so. That girl's still here? Yep. She was sleeping so peacefully, I felt bad about waking her up. So would you mind doing that for me? Actually, yes, I mind. But you're the boss, and it's kind of my fault she's here in the first place. Sorry about that. Hey, young lady. Sleeping another hour, and we'll have to start charging you a motel fee. No. Where am I? Oh, right. The shabby downtown bar. Let's see. All my gear is in place. And neither my pants nor my panties, shirt, or bra have been displaced. Oh, it's the flat bartender. Yep. It's the flat bartender. Good morning. Good evening. Evening? Well, it's the best day of sleep I've had in quite some time. Sorry for the little trouble I may have caused you today, or last night. Just don't worry. You're so nice, flat bartender. Thanks for taking care of me. Bye. Hello, guys and gals. Streaming Chan's back in action with her batteries reloaded. Ah, the moon! It burns! Feel like I've just unleashed something terrible onto the world. Come on, it's not that bad. Say, what's this bottle? A client gave it to me yesterday. A gift of sorts, I'm guessing. Oh, cool. It's some sort of rum. Rum, nice. Want me to serve you a bit of it? Yeah, sure. Let's give boss some run. Go to the bottle drinks tab. Bottle drinks. Grandpa booze. Hey, I like freaking rum. What are you talking about, grandpa booze? The bottle drinks and drag it to the shaker before mixing. Here. All right. I'm gonna enjoy this in my office. Thanks. Anytime. Okay then. Grandpa. 8-bit Lucha Underground. Could be. All right, we are... Where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? Where... All right. Time to serve drinks. Or time to serve mix. What? Time to serve, mix, and change lives. Wait, that's not how it goes. No one here to retort. Man, it feels lonely without Gil. Let's hope the restlessness in the streets doesn't lead to dangerous or weird types coming in here. What the frick? It's a freaking brain in the jar. It's a freaking brain in a jar. What did she just say? I just hope it doesn't lead to dangerous or weird types coming in here. Got a brain in a jar. How should we? Good evening. Holy shit. That was a record-breaking jinx. Welcome to Valhalla. What can I get you? I'll have a blue fairy. Don't make a joke about becoming real. Don't make a joke about becoming real. On it. Let's give this some brain, a blue fairy. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. All aged and mixed. I'm not putting any alcohol in it. It says it's optional. Here you go. Nice, yeah. This is the thing. So, how are you going to... Oh, you can grab stuff. Should have figured as much. You can drink stuff and eat. I have the same system Lilum do. Can I ask you something, Miss? Call me Taylor. Just Taylor. And yes, a cutie like you can ask me anything. Okay, Taylor? Just pour it in the jar. I wonder if that would actually work. No. That would probably seriously damage some brain cells, I think. You have to be the first person I've met that didn't go, okay, just Taylor. Nah, too easy. You are a brain in a jar, right? I'm sure not a hologram of that, I am sure. Yep, I'm a bona fide human brain in a jar. So, how? Why? What? Does my handsomeness make you speechless? You're not something a girl sees every day, and that's saying quite a bit in these parts. Fear not, for I have a speech prepared for these situations. A speech? You're seeing one of the 5 great living bottled brains of the world. You're not fooling me. If only it had a face. If only it had. Dude, can I say? Okay, this is going off topic, and I'm sorry, but when I was a kid and I watched the first Ninja Turtles movie, I was a huge fan of the cartoon back in the day. Really freaking huge fan. I had all the toys. I had the freaking. I had the blimp. There was a blimp toy you could get. I had that one. I was a freaking. I love Ninja Turtles. I was hoping to see, I was hoping to see everything from the cartoon in the original movie. I was hoping to see Kang. I was hoping to see Bebop and Rocksteady. I was hoping to see everything from the cartoon that I was used to. Mind you, I still enjoyed the first movie, but I was a little disappointed that we didn't get that. Mind you, I don't really care for the new Ninja Turtle movies. And I know Kang is in there, but dude, I can't. I don't know. I think it's the CG turtles that just, I don't know, man. But yeah, I was a little disappointed back in the day that we didn't get, we didn't get Kang. But anyway, that's just a little rant. That's a little rant. Anyway. We are brains living in conditions that allow us to exist as any other humanoid creature. Not so much the new ones. No, I don't. I couldn't do it. I could not watch the new ones. At first, because the thing at first was that the turtles were going to be aliens. I don't know if that was true or if that was just a rumor. And that kind of I was like, no, I'm done. I'm not even going to waste my money. I don't care if this is a really good one. That kind of pissed me off. I heard there was a lot of changes from a lot of fan backlash for that first Michael Bay turtle movie. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it's true. That's what I heard. Because there was a lot of people that got pissed about some of the decisions that were made. And they ended up changing some stuff. I don't know if it's real or not. But anyway. All while computers in our jars scan our activities. In a slow but steady manner, we are helping the world understand the inner workings of nature's most complex computer. I'm guessing you prepared that after being asked the same question too many times, huh? Not out of exasperation or anything like that, mind you. I just wanted to have something thoughtful prepared. Look, I even have a couple of pamphlets with me. You want one? Sure. What brings one of our world's 5 brains in jars to this place, though? Also, how? How did he get here? Because as far as we could tell, it's just a brain in a jar. We don't see any limbs. It's not... The thing... Okay. If we have quote-unquote living robots, AI robots, can't we just make him a robot body? Can't we just technically make him a robot body at that point? I watched the first one, barely even remember. Wow. That's pretty bad. Pretty bad. There are movies like that, and it's just like, wow. At that point, you can tell that it's underwhelming. But yeah, if we can make robots with basically living intelligences, AI, then why does he need to be in a jar? Can't he just be put into a robot? I mean, hell, even if you don't put it in the head of the robot, you can put it in like the chest cavity, or even like the stomach or something. What? Anyway, that's just that's me overthinking. It's me overthinking it. Let's just move on. We've got a brain in a jar. I don't know how he got in here. Apparently he did. Somehow. All I'm going to think about is the fact that he might have like little bitty legs under his jar. Oh, I'm from around here, actually. I just wanted to take a walk for the first time in quite a bit of time. Have you come here before? Sadly, no. Otherwise, I'd remember a cute face like yours. Speaking of which, can I have your name? It's Jill. Jill. That's a really cute name. Thank you. Say, weren't you scared of going outside today? What with the commotion around it all? It didn't stop you from coming here either, did it? Yeah, you're right. It's gonna take more than cryptic but ominous news to stop me. You're awfully energetic. Did you know that? Sorry, does that bother you? Wait. Yeah, energetic. Okay, whatever. No, not at all. Just that I figured a brain in a jar wouldn't be so happy. While I was alive, my body got to a point where there wasn't much I could do. This new state of existence allows me to accomplish more than I ever could before. Plus, I'm doing something that'll help people in the long run. Wouldn't you be happy? I wonder. Do you want to make me happy, Jill? If you... Careful there, brain in a jar. I might just push you over. Depends on what it takes. Don't worry. Just give me a beer. Alright then, yeah. I'll make you happy. One beer for Taylor. Make Taylor happy. And I can make it a big beer. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it. Here, a beer. Ah, yes. No matter what happens, beer's always good. It's interesting, though. Just yesterday, I was talking to a client about brain uploads. You were? Yeah, we were talking about how even if you uploaded your brain, you'd still be here. I've thought about that too. But do you think the you in the cybernetic environment would feel like she was indeed transferred? Like, would she remember everything? Like waking up someplace else and so on? That's an interesting question. I was actually thinking earlier about being able to transfer someone's brain into a Lilum. One of the brains is being used in such an experiment, actually. They can make a functional Lilum. Unfortunately, the wiring and other such stuff makes it look more creepy than anything. They aren't transferring his identity or anything, though. Just wiring him to a body. See, that's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. They should be able to do that. So I'm guessing that they're something they are working on then. But then, once again, how in the hell did you get in the bar? Still wondering that. Oh. You'd think someone would rather do that than float around exposed in a jar. Okay, so he must be just a floating jar. Okay. I have to admit, the whole brain thing does look creepy. But the body I'm telling you about is just uncanny looking. Trying to hiccup. Speaking of uncanny, how did you feel when you saw yourself like this for the first time? It was quite a shock, actually. It didn't last too long, though. I never was too attached to my body. Later in my life, that was almost literal. You know what the downside to this body is? I can't get drunk. If you want to call that a downside. If you wanted to drink alcohol for the taste, there are many alternatives. Drunkenness is part of the whole experience. Why though? Lilum can't get drunk with no problem. Lilum can get drunk with no problem. Yeah, but in their case, their brain's a computer attached to their body. Getting drunk causes their brains to reduce the input speed to their bodies. Depending on the model, their drunk subroutine might throw in a different behavioral cycle. It's hard to get drunk when the whole point of you being in a jar is figuring out exactly how you work. Yeah, you're right. Hey, Jill. Oh, Alma. Just, oh, Alma, where's the courtesy one would expect from plebeian bar staff? Hey, you watch it, you. You watch it. You're cute, but watch it. Welcome to Valhalla. What can I get you? Happy? Not when you put it that way. Why, hello there, beautiful. Whoa! You hurt my feelings with that, darling. I'm sorry. You don't see talking disembodied brains every day. How did you not see him when you first came in, though, Alma? I mean, I did work a summer in Lilum maintenance, but even then, those were talking heads. Oh, don't worry about it. At least you're not running or fainting. Your name was Alma, right? I'm Taylor. Nice to meet you, Taylor. Say, Alma, can I buy you a drink? Sorry, I only date people who are at least 50% organic and have at least one face. Okay. I know just what to strive for then. Just kidding. It'd make me happy to make you happy by buying you a drink. Does that bother you? I guess if Jill's the bartender, I don't have a problem with that. Awesome. I'll pay for your next drink then. What will you have? I'll have a cobalt velvet. And you, Taylor? I'm fine, actually. You're gonna have me drink alone? I don't want to drink that much. Okay, then. Make cobalt velvet straight from Taylor to Alma. Come on. Alright. Can I make this big? I can make this big. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the rest. Alright, and that's all on the rocks and mixed. Your drink. Hope you enjoy it. You know, you've been nicer to me these past minutes than at least 3 guys have been in the last year. Judging from the way you two talk, I'm guessing you've been a client here for a while now, right? Only for about half a year or so, if memory serves right. Really? One would think it's been longer. It feels like it's been longer. Shut up. You love me and you know it. So, you just started coming here and that was that? And that was it? Well, the first time I came here, the other guy, speaking of which, where's Pablo? Pablo? Gillian. Archimedes. Don't know, adventuring or something. Anyways, the other guy served me the first time I came here. Nothing unusual there. The next time I showed up, Jill here was the one serving. And I don't know, I feel like she just gets me. There's this chemistry. We click. We click, she says. The fact that I feel more chemistry with her than with many other people is kind of sad, though. It's always good to see a nice friendship. Sadly, it's getting late, and I've got to go. I'll leave you two lovely ladies alone. See ya. I think you need a VTuber model of every character to swap between. I can't. I don't. How would I make a brain? You could do it. Then you have to spend money. You have any idea how much time it would take to do that? First of all, I could probably do the characters. There's a few that I'd probably have some difficulty with, but a brain in a jar? Brain in a jar? Probably, yeah. Dude, it took me almost a month to create this one, okay? It took me almost a month. Mind you, I could probably do it faster now, but still. And I do want to get more. I do want to get more outfits. Anyway. Bye. Please come again. That tailor sure was nice. A bit weird at first, though. Apparently, one of 5 brains being studied by scientists or something. There's a summary of it in this pamphlet. Let's see. Oh yeah, I've heard of them before. Can't believe I actually met one. Hiyama, is your family really strict or something? Not particularly, no. Why? The other day, you started mumbling something about numbers not caring about what you do. About a 27 not caring if you have a Catholic wedding or not. Oh god, it's not the numbers thing. Yeah, my family isn't strict per se, but my mom can be. Really abrasive. To her, the fact that I'm this old and not married or pregnant is a sign that I'm never gonna have kids. Never mind the fact that she already has 3 grandkids. I love her, but she can be, well, yeah, I kind of get it. He also said the words, I was a blossoming woman and I wasn't gonna stand for it. After talking about some 8th grade teacher. Yeah, that. You see, back when my body started developing, I got really shy. But at some point, something snapped within me. I wasn't feeling shy anymore. I felt powerful. My body felt like a new toy to me. Oh. Excuse me. My body felt like a new toy to me. One I was going to make sure to use. Of course, there were 2 problems with that idea. I was a teen, a horny teen, and I was surrounded by horny teens. Yeah. I'm not even ashamed. I still stand by the core moral I held back then. But it's one of those memories that you look back to and become terrified of how reckless you were. I mean, I could have gotten pregnant, or worse. At that age, I was always dressed in black and was obsessed with occultism. Oh, well. I would have liked Jill back in the day. Anyway, moving on. The worst I remember was being the butt of other kids' jokes. Well, you know how the old adage goes. Mind you, I still... Yeah, I probably would have been... I probably would have still liked Alma too back then. But anyway. Don't compare your life to others. You don't know what they've been through. Nah, I wasn't comparing. I was just wondering if some of that self-esteem thing would have helped me back then. Speaking of family, today I came because I needed a break from everything that's been going on with them. Do you live with them? No, but Evita? 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 I've never seen that before. But Evita and Bernie do. Not to mention, I visit them almost every day. Anyway, my second eldest sister, Diana, just separated from her husband. It's not even been a week, but she's already got some other guy in her bed. Damn. Damn. That was fast. She left her kid with her husband's parents and pretty much forgot about them. Wow. Never mind the fact that they need to go to school and all that. Damn. Diana's life has always been messy, but these days she's really making it big. She wants time for herself to live her life. She didn't think about that when she married that guy at 20. She didn't think about that when marrying a guy she had only known for like 3. You should take your own advice. Hey, I'd never marry someone who could catch my attention so quickly, okay? Sure, there was that one time when it almost happened, but I blame the damn stadium kiss cam. Kiss cam? I was going out with a guy my little sister introduced to me. Seems he was her friend's brother or something. We went out a couple times and he invited me to a baseball game. The mood was nice, but then later, the kiss cam focused on us and instead of kissing me, he They went out a couple of times. Just a couple of times. And then they went to a baseball game and... Damn, dude! Slow the frick down! Yeah, that was freaking super fast. I almost got caught in the mood and accepted. Huh. So I take it you rejected him? In a stadium? On the fucking kiss cam? We went out for like 3 weeks. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to get in my pants with the old sex on the wedding night line. But I, honest to God, can't understand why he thought it would be a good idea. That sounds too convoluted, you know? Proposing and waiting for the wedding night just for sex? Never underestimate the lengths a man is willing to go to get you in their bed. Still, though, that's a bit extreme. I've seen more convoluted plots over the years. I'm feeling tempted to ask, but I'll pass. Want anything else? What's that bottle? Oh yeah, it's just some rum a client gave me yesterday. A gift? What did you do? A good enough service, I'm guessing. Okay. Huh, interesting name. What does it mean? Cacique is the name of the chieftain in some native tribes. I see. Do you want me to serve you some of this? I'll pass. I don't have too many good memories where rum's involved. Get me a fringe weaver instead, will you? All right. Wonder what's up with her and rum. Anyways, wants a fringe weaver. Wonder what happened if you gave her rum. All right, she wants some. I'm gonna give her a big one. A big one. Shut up. Let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All aged and mixed. One fringe reaver. What kind of memories do you have with rum? Nothing you need to worry about. Okay. Alright, now's my turn to ask questions. About what? What kind of family is your family? Well, I'm an only child. My mom and dad split amicably. My mom is a violinist, so he was always away from home with the orchestra. I spent most of my time with my dad, my aunt, and my grandpa. Aside from that, I'd say my childhood was quite uneventful. Huh. Didn't you get something like your mom's artistic vein or something? I played the violin until I was around 16, I think. What made you stop? I don't know. I just kind of said, that's it, one day and stopped. What about cousins or the rest of your family? I see very little of them, actually. Mainly because my dad moved away from most of them. Most of my mom's family live in France to boot. Your mom's French? Yep. Can you speak French? I'm not even gonna try. No, I have no idea. Ooh, what does that mean? Rubbish, I don't know. I can't speak French. I did try, though, but college started and I stopped taking classes. Funny thing, I actually have a cousin from my mom's side that lives close by, but you will be hard-pressed to make me spot him in a crowd. You're kind of lucky, you know. All of my mom's side of the family lives here. The chances of me meeting someone I'm related to on the street are ridiculously high. But yeah, that's the primer on my family. Nothing too interesting, sadly. Your mom's a French violinist and you're called that uninteresting? I'm wondering if your family has ever made a fuss about you being a hacker. Hacker makes it sound too exotic. It's like if I called you a mixologist. Please don't ever. Sounds like something somebody would say to make bartender sound sophisticated. Because they did. Right? JP? Mixologist? See? I mean, hacker is a good way to summarize it, but it's not the best. I'm a security consultant. People want to find flaws in the security of their systems, and I do my best to pinpoint where it breaks. Be it Glitch City or anywhere else in the world, they need security. I'm their woman. You've told me quite a few stories about cracking into databases to retrieve info like some sort of mercenary, though. That doesn't change the fact that hacker is not the best term to use. Makes the whole thing sound illegal when it's actually an honest job. Didn't you tell me you once secured some incriminating pics from a guy's cell phone? A mostly honest job. Yeesh. Most bartenders I know would probably kick you out if you called them one. It just sounds so stupid. I don't understand what the... Because I remember... What chain? There was a chain that was calling their bartenders mixologists. And I can't remember what it was. It just sounded so stupid, so pretentious, in my opinion. They're bartenders. I'm a bartender. Can't remember what it was, though. Anyway, my bad. What made you become a hacker, by the way? I've always been a sucker for puzzles. Even as a kid, I always had a Sudoku or crossword with me. But at some point, they started feeling kinda samey. So when I started college, I took a course on system security. It felt like the kind of puzzle I was looking for. I mean, there are all kinds of things involved in breaching net security. You need to attack the stuff from different angles, and it's something that's always evolving. The whole point of everything is to strengthen security. Every time you think you've got the gist of it, they change everything. Let me tell you, that is something with with computer systems that is, yep. It's always changing, always evolving, always updating. You always have to learn new things. And then you can't really forget the old stuff because you are still going to need that old stuff because people are still using old systems. So you're just piling more and more and more and more. Well, I find cybersecurity very cool, but I don't want to be the scapegoat for problems. Yeah, that's true too. Because all it's going to take is, if someone finds, even if it's not something that you did, even if it's something that is part of the software, some stupid loophole that was in the software, it's going to be your ass on the line because you are the cybersecurity for whatever company. Even if you had nothing to do with the software that was the point of data breach. So yeah, it's interesting. It's something you have to at least know something about, if only to at least be able to do some standard protection. I was in college, another student found vulnerability within the learning management chat function. He reported it without doing anything, but the company tried to get him expelled. Wow. Hey guys, I found a security hole here. You need to fix it. Fire! You're fired! Get him out of there! Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good at least. It's kind of like an always evolving puzzle. A puzzle I helped make harder at that. Huh. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about it that way. It is less action-y than what movies make it up to be, though. No real-time frantic typing, nothing like that. Yeah, no, it's some bullshit. That's most of the time the stuff you see in movies is just complete and utter BS. Don't get me wrong. I still like those type of movies. I still have a very warm, soft spot for the movie Hackers. Not only for the fact that it has Angelina Jolie in it, on one of the first roles I saw her in, and she was, but yeah, but that whole movie was complete and utter bullshit. It was still fun though. God, that movie was just so, it was so dumb, but it was so fun. Netflix would cancel the series before the hacker finished running their initial tests. No. I'm talking about the movie. I'm talking about the movie Hackers. This is like, oh God, early 2000s? Hack the planet! Hack the planet! Anyway. I'm talking about the old movie. It had a very young Angelina Jolie in it. And like, I think it was her first role. I don't know. That was the first role I saw her in back in the day. The thing is, I didn't see that because the first time I saw that movie was on basic cable, but I ended up buying the movie on VHS. I need to see if I can get that on DVD or Blu-ray. Like I said, it holds a very warm place in my heart, even though the hacking is complete and utter bullshit. But yes, I did see that later on, and yes, that Anyway, moving on. Still, seeing my code break through something, it's an amazing feeling. Yeah, cheesy. Very cheesy, very dumb, but fun. And I am all for that. I don't hate bad movies if they're fun. If I can have fun while watching it, I'm fine. They're in the kernel. Will you have anything else? I'll have a classy drink. Any classy drink. There goes nothing. All right, we gotta find... I'm sorry, Alma. I know you're a friend, but we gotta find the most expensive classy drink that I can make big. 6, 9, 10. I could make this one it's 250, so that'd be 500. It's 280, so I can make that one. I can do that one. Let's see, 260. Nope. 250. All right, so classy drink, cobalt violet. Serial killer is still a great. Yeah. I really want to know how many people back in the day when they created like their AOL handle or MSN handle, or what was the other one? What's the other big one back in the day? I can't remember the name of that one. But I want to know how many people tried to make serial killer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y-mail. No, not Y-mail. There was another AOL type, and I can't remember the name of it. Just can't remember the name of it anymore. It did not have the same numbers, but you know, people are still using. I can't remember the name of it now, though. Oh, it was not Y-mail. The heck, you get Y-mail? Here you are. Yep, just what I needed. Thanks. Say, Jill, what's the worst that could happen if you don't get your drinks right? Well, people have the right to not give me money. If they don't pay for it, I don't get my bonus. No bonus means less money and no tips, which doesn't help because I have to pay bills. Oh, I see. Do you have to make an effort to pay your bills? Nope. You have no idea how much I hate you right now. Well, my job pays pretty well, and I'm not the kind to spend too much on things other than food and bills. Maybe maintenance on my hands and new... Yeah, by the way, her hands are artificial hands. She is human, but she has artificial hands, which I'm going to say right now, if I could, you know, that whole Ghost in the Shell thing, you know, where the hands split apart and then they start madly typing on the keyboard and whatnot. If I could get artificial hands, I totally freaking would. As long as they were good, you know. But yeah, and I get why. Anyway. Oh, I know. If you have trouble with your bills, why not live with me? We could be roommates. I would be roommates with her in the drop of a hat. Don't know. Moving my stuff through the stairs because the elevator's broken. They need to have nerve connection for feeling still. I mean, yes. I'd want... I don't know. Like I said, it all depends. It all depends. That is... I've never had a fear of going like cyborg. I don't know. Some people have that, and you see that in fiction and whatnot. Of people freaking out about, you know, oh, a person's getting their body parts replaced. They're no longer human. I'm going to tell you right now. We've been having cyborgs are a real thing even now. Artificial heart, even a pacemaker, stuff like that. Anything that freaking is any machine that is put into your body to keep you alive means you are a cyborg. Give you all the robot parts. Now, mind you, the whole freaking getting operated on, that kind of like, you know, That worries me a little bit, yes. But at the same time, yeah. Anyway, having to move my liquor collection. Never mind the fact that my cat's a shut-in that got very upset the one time I moved some furniture around. Yeah, moving just gives me a headache. I agree with Jill on that one. I hate moving. Absolutely hate it. I've had enough surgeries that if it wasn't like a full limb replacement, I think I'd be good. I don't know. Once again, it all depends on how it goes, on what it is. I would at least, if I could only do one, I probably would only do like one hand, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. You shouldn't take things so seriously when I say them, you know. Aw, she doesn't actually want us to be roomies. I'm a little sad there. I don't, but I've thought about it before. Now I need some air. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take my break. You wanna come? Are you inviting me to the back of the bar? You should invite me to dinner first. Haha. Every minute you waste making jokes is time for my break. Fine, let's go. Boss, I'm taking my break. Call me if anyone comes in. Sure. Save. It is now safe to continue. Cold. All right, snowfall. Maybe not quite Atom Smasher. But I'd be down for Row Island. The whole okay. Shit. I think I really liked the whole thing with Deus Ex. Adam Jensen there. Freaking, you know, had his limbs replaced. Man, because, you know, he got them blown up, he got them destroyed in an explosion, but still, that I think was freaking, that game was, I enjoyed the heck out of that game. I would not mind playing it again. I don't know if I would stream it, but I would like to play it again, especially now that we have the new setup. Especially now with the new setup. It sure is chilly out there. It's kind of refreshing. The hobo out there seems like a nice guy. Billy Vine? Yeah, he's a cool guy. Very respectful. Apparently, he got into some legal trouble, and that's why he's like that. Really? He could also just be a very nice crackhead, though. 3-bit. Yeah. We'll see. I gotta catch up on a bunch of other games. Once I catch up on a bunch of other stuff, we'll see about revisit. I still would like to. Let's see. What was that other one? I wouldn't mind starting a new Terraria world because I'm still. No, I need to fit. I want to get that damn ultimate sword. I'm missing just one freaking sword for the ultimate sword, and I don't remember what it was now. I freaking fought the Moon Lord like 30 times, and he never dropped the damn thing. It's one of the swords that that the Moon Lord drops, and I really want that damn thing. And then what other ones? There's a few. I wouldn't mind continuing Stardew. We still have to do Sunhaven. I want to do Sunhaven because that's another one that we bought. But anyway, let's continue one more. Could always just be a very nice crackhead, though. I have a cousin that lives like a hobo, actually.
Just do it!
Damn. We'll see. We'll see. We gotta catch up. I have a cousin that, really? It's a bit complicated, though. Problem is, his family has tried to get him to live with them, but his pride won't let him accept their help. He'd rather live on the streets for some reason. You can't tell with some people, sadly. Why did he become a hobo in the first place? Bad investments and debts. The bank evicted him from his house. Oh. It's a serious problem because he has epileptic attacks, but refuses to take his medication. I just don't get what's up with him. Honey, some service here. Here's Dorothy. I'm here, don't scream. Uh-huh. Were you two hanging at the back of the bar? What kind of stuff were you doing? Just talking. Is that what they call it these days? What do you want? Something soft, something sweet. No alcohol, please. Wouldn't it be the same if you just grabbed a soda from a vending machine? But I like you. And this, for those that are just here, she is a robot. She's an AI, but I love Dorothy. God damn it. Calm down. Calm down. Do you dislike my presence so much? Sweet and non-alcoholic, you say. All right. All right, we can do that one. That's 150. And I can double that one. 150. 170. 180, but that is alcoholic. Yeah. That is alcoholic. That is also alcoholic. All right, what was the 180? Was it you? 170? Yeah. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. All aged and mixed. Piano woman, yeah. Sweet, girly, and soft. Here, like you asked. See? You don't get this kind of treatment from vending machines. Unless you're Lawrence. But he has this weird idea that good service is the same as selling lukewarm cans of cola. Lawrence? A friend of mine. He's a vending machine. Oh. Oh, but how impolite of me. I'm lovely, and my name's Dorothy. Dorothy Hayes. Nice to meet you. Oh, I'm Elma. The pleasure's mine. Dorothy, you say? Hey, yep. Why? Nothing. I guess I've heard about you before. Really? What kind of stuff? Tell me. Mostly about your... pluckiness? That's a good way to put it. And here I was thinking it was because I'm a sex worker. So much for trying to be subtle. Hey, I take pride in my job. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. If she take, she's taking pride in it. Isn't it dangerous? I know how to take care of myself, thank you very much. Where do you work, Alma? I'm a hacker. Really? A full-fledged hacker? Not the kind that sees a computer logged into some account and says that's hacking, right? No, of course not. I've always been curious about how being a hacker works. Do you just start typing really fast? See, we were just talking about it. Really fast while waiting for something to happen? No. I can explain, but I don't know if you'll get it. We won't know until you try, right? Last time I said that, I had to jam the plastic replica of a halogen light bulb up a grown man's ass. This is why I love Dorothy. She's just so... It was a success! Great. Okay then. Let me try to explain in general how it works. Let's say I have to retrieve information from a company's database. Alright? First, I do some research on the target OS, servers, how the information is stored, and all that. Hold on, let me... It's like really loud in my head. There have been a couple of occasions where I had to go in blind, but they are the exception, not the rule, rather than the rule. First, I secure things from my side. I start working behind proxies, websites, and through other more vulnerable computers I find on the way. After that, I start testing the networks. I go through the basic protocols, try known exploits as long as they don't trigger any alarm. Once I've tested the ground, the fun starts. I go through all the security protocols and look to bypass them. Sometimes I have to look deeper into the code for the password itself. I see. Then, when I'm finally in, I go and retrieve user privileges. After that, I go and try to become a super user and get what I need. How do you do that? Well, there are a couple of ways. I can use a pre-made program to hack into an already existing account. I can use info someone already gave me, but the usual way is using a buffer overflow. What happens next? What happens next? I create a backdoor in the system before leaving and covering my tracks. I can't handle it anymore. Hack me like you've never hacked anything before. Make my buffer overflow. Create a backdoor in me. Escalate your user privileges. Find flaws in my security. I think someone is a little too excited about this. This is what happens. This is what happens for robots with AI. Sorry. I got carried away. Hack me harder, baby. Exactly. No shit. What happened? Have you seen those movies or books where a couple does something like paint a picture or cook, but they make it sound like they're having sex instead? Suggested scenes, yeah. Well, that whole thing was kind of like that for me. Really? I guess humans don't really get it because their minds don't upload to networks or anything. But trust me, if you recorded yourself giving a really detailed explanation in a really sexy voice, you'd make millions. Horny Lilum are an unexploited market. I see. Oh, looks like my ride is here. Your ride? Yep, my brother-in-law came to look for me. Is it all right to ask that of him? It's okay. I've known him since preschool. It just so happens that he got married to my sister. Hey, Dorothy, you need a ride? Can you drop me by 3rd Street? Sure, it's on the way. Yay, I'll take your ride offer then. Bye, honey. Later, Jill. Take care. The streets seem noisy. Oh, a client. Hello, welcome to Valhalla. What can I get you? Okay, I gotta figure out a new voice here. That was pretty much the whole hack me harder, yeah. It was freaking great. Alright, I don't know. I feel very... I don't know. First of all, why does he have a freaking question mark? Are you the Riddler? Such a small yet comfortable place. No. Such a small... Such a small yet comfortable place. Truly an oasis of spiritual drinks in the midst of a suburban desert. A place where lost and corrupt souls can gather to forget their troubles for a while. A nest where everyone from the most pathetic scum to the vilest trash junkie can just sit to kill their insides. Truly a real persona non grata. That's Latin for mysterious place, by the way. I'm so smart and philosophical. All right, we got ourselves a persona non grata here. What will you have then? 17. Excuse me? I said 17. 7 plus 10. Well, what does that mean? What does it mean to you? Just to be sure, 17 is about the drink you want, right? Only if you want it to be. 17? What the hell does that mean? I'm assuming it means the number. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. All on the rocks and mixed. 17 of everything. Make bank. How is this a 17? It isn't. You said 17 would only be related to your drink if I thought it was, and I think it isn't. Ooh, you subverted my expectations by taking me literally. Sneaky. And what brings you here, mister? I'm Armandio. Virgilio Armandio. Okay. See, I introduced myself using the Asian order because that's a lot more polite. Right. You know what he reminds me of? The guy, the guy in Demolition Man. Not the governor or whatever the heck he was, but his assistant. The guy that was also in Beetlejuice. I can't remember his name though. But that's exactly who he reminds me of right now. The assistant. I don't remember his name though. That's exactly who he's reminding me of right now. And I came here looking for an otherworldly experience. I was passing by and saw this place. I was passing by and saw this place is called Valhalla. I want to see the souls of resting warriors, the wounded spirits of noble souls, the golden hall full of never-ending banquets, the lively Valkyries looking over them. We have some arcade machines on the corner. No. You're taking me too literally. You see, I'm being poetic. I am giving a mystical air to a mundane affair. I wanted to see drunk... Why isn't this thing playing, by the way? Oh, did it turn it off? It turned it off. Why is everything off? I didn't turn them off. They were working, and then suddenly they stopped working. Whatever, anyway. I wanted to see drunk people. I wanted to see waitresses and food. I wanted to see the bar in all of its decadent glory. Well, you're out of luck. Today's been quite the slow day. Not that I'm very surprised, given how things have been going in the streets, though. Humans are a nasty bunch that much is true. Making a ruckus, coming at each other. But that's to be expected from the only mammal to kill its own. I'm no zoologist, but I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Oh yeah? Then give me an example. Not zoologist bartender? Like I said, I don't know exact details. I just know that isn't right. If memory serves right, once a lion takes over a pride, every cub born from another lion is killed or something. Takes over a pride. You can't take over a pride. Pride isn't a tangible thing. Now, who's taking who literally here? You need to stop making things up, not zoologist bartender. But going back on topic, do you know what the number 17 means? The atomic number of chlorine? No. And Chloe is a name, not a number, you know. The group where halogens are in the periodic table. Stop making up words like halogens, periodic, and table. Okay then, I give up. 17 is us. Eh? Close out their tab and kick them out. He's not... I can put up with this dude. I can put up with this dude. There's another dude that basically was the first guy that came into that drives me a little crazy. But yeah, he is annoying. He is annoying. It's just I could basically tune him out. Every human has 17 pairs of chromosomes. That number is the whole foundation of you and me. It's 23. What is? Humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes, not 17. Well, they're both primal numbers. They're both primal numbers, so it's the same. Primal? I think you meant prime, but whatever. Do you want anything else? I'd like a single plum, floating in perfume, served in a man's hat. Okay. We happen to have that. Here. Huh. You did. Wait, you did. I saw that in the tab. I wasn't certain if that ever come up, but hey, we had it. Wait, you did. Enjoy. I will. I'll drink this, perfume. You don't really have to. Yeah, that'd be silly. You win this round, bartender. Hey, bartender, have you ever thought about death? How? What if we're already dead, both of us? What? What tells you I even existed before I entered the door? How could you assure me that this reality is real and we're not, in fact, in heaven or hell all along? What if everything up to this point is just some stupid story written by an unemployed 20-something in his room? I gotta wonder if this is a real jab at the dev for the game. I gotta wonder if this is a real jab. I could punch you to make you feel reality. I don't care about any of that, actually. This reality is real for me, and that's all that matters. Such a close-minded way of seeing things. You need to get away from the factual facts. Open your mind to things beyond your reach. You'll never reach enlightenment if you don't start. The frick was that? The habanera has started. It means the twilight of the gods in German. By the way. Well, you're on your own, bartender. Enjoy your new world order. What? A couple of nearby cars exploded, it seems. Oh, hell. Let me take a look out the window. Be careful. I see lots of flashes in the distance. Most likely gunshots. Jill, come here for a sec. What? Newscaster. About 5 gigabytes of reports proving that several White Knight squads have been used to cover illegal actions were released to the public by an unknown anarchist group. We're receiving reports of several units going rogue and using their weapons to hunt down anyone they find on the street. Several counter-terrorism forces from neighboring cities have been dispatched in order to subdue the crazed units after a plea from the vice president. We're still waiting for a declaration from Zaibatsu Corp's CEO on the subject, but until then, things are ugly in and outside of that bank, it seems. I'd recommend you stay here tonight. It's too dangerous even to think about going outside. What if they break in? They won't. Even then, the bar has quite the security system, and I'll be here protecting you as an added bonus. Yeah, I guess I'll stay tonight. I'll get you the spare mattress I have. Do you mind sleeping in my office? No, I guess it's fine. Good. Let's hope everything gets solved by the morning. I'll have Zankanto on hand, just in case. The metal bat with nails. There's nothing it can't bash. Say, Gil, Foray. Hope everything's better by tomorrow. We'll find out. That was a mistake. All right, fine. I didn't get my bonus again. It's irritating. I had no idea what... whatever, it's fine. No. You're fired. Rise and shine. Good morning. It's 11 a.m. though. That's morning for me on the weekends and any other day. How's everything outside? Still noisy, but forces have been deployed to take care of most of them at least. How so? Zaibatsu Corp's president is pleading with anyone to stop the rogue White Knights. Neighboring city forces were deployed quickly and have subdued most of the opposition. There have also been reports of White Knights just freezing, like they were petrified somehow. Make it sound like some god suddenly decided to put everything in place. Well, I'm just glad no bullets are flying in and out of the whole building. Sure, there are still some bad apples out, and it's not really safe yet, but it was worse last night. There also seems to be a civilian force lynching any White Knight they spot. So not only are the White Knights a problem, regular folks are on edge too. Or if Say's okay. Should we be worried about Gil? That kid knows how to take care of himself. I'm sure that whatever it is that he's doing, he's safe. Dare I say even safer wherever he is than here. I sure hope so. Are we gonna work today? Nah, things are too nasty right now. Let's take the Sunday off. All right. Say, do you want me to help you get to your apartment? Actually, yeah, I'd appreciate that. Okay, then let me lock things up and we'll go. We'll grab something for lunch on the way. Sounds good. Hey! Snake! Snake! Let's break. And here we are. Home sweet home. Thanks a lot. Hey boss, want to hang out for a bit? Yeah, grab a beer. Chill out for a bit. Mostly to thank you for helping me. Well, I don't have much to do anyway. So yeah, sure. I did tell you you should invite me to your apartment sometime, didn't I? Oh yeah, you did. What worries me a bit is that beer always leads to something else. To more beer? I was gonna say to one of us going through the Spanish announcer's table. For those that don't know, apparently our boss used to be a professional wrestler slash vigilante. So much so that she has a very dangerous reputation in the neighborhood. Like, so dangerous that no one really wants to fuck with her. So, yeah. But yeah, the main thing is that she used to be a professional wrestler. But anyway. But I think we're safe here. Come on in then. Excuse me. Want one? Sorry, I don't smoke. Don't mind me though. Smoke if you wanna. Thanks. Say, how is the chilly weather treating you? It gets cold from time to time, but nothing a Kotatsu in the heater can't fix. Alright, boss. You're not very good with cold, are you? You know it. You didn't bring your jacket here either. Yeah, I left it at home when going to the bar yesterday. It wasn't that cold and I didn't expect to spend the night at the bar. Would you like a sweater or something? Oh, don't mind me. I insist. I have this hoodie from some time ago, and it was too big for me. Why buy it then? It was dirt cheap. Right. Wait, where did you get this one? No, some flea market ages ago. Why? Nothing. It's just like one I had many years ago. What happened to it? Too much use. It just ripped. I see. You can keep it if you want. I never use it anyway. We'll see. Come to think of it, how old are you, boss? I'm eternally 17. Fair enough. 17 plus how much? 17 plus I'd have to cut your tongue out if you knew. All right. Let me go change into something more comfortable. Take your time. With the cat. Say, Jill, there's a blue-eyed mass of black fur glaring in my general direction. Oh, that's just Foray. He's just wary of any new visitors. Cats will be cats, I guess. He'll warm up to you quickly, though. Just give him time. He's unusual looking. Blue eyes on a black cat. They usually have green. Yeah, weird, huh? At first I thought they were like that because he was small, but they never changed. Do you have any pets, boss? Back at home, we had a bear. What? Good old Bosco. He kept intruders away better than any dog. Right. This picture here isn't something you see every day. What? Me taking such a sappy pic? No, a framed picture on a printed paper. So vintage. Who are these? That's, the one on the right is Lenora, my ex-girlfriend. The one on the left is Gabriella, her sister. Huh. Is this pic recent or... Actually, that one's from 3-4 years ago. You look exactly the same. I'm only 27. What did you expect? That's why they say kids are the ones that get old. I thought it was recent because you don't actually see people displaying pictures of their exes so openly, let alone a printed and framed one. Did you two break up on good terms then? You even hesitated a bit when calling her your ex. Let's just say that everything ended with both of us saying mean things and me storming out of her house, breaking a couple of things on the way out. We never broke up formally, and I guess I still have feelings for her. I just went away. Haven't said a word since. Really? Hard to picture you doing such a thing, and you look so happy in the pic. Why have her pick out like this then? I just couldn't get my mind off of something that Alma said to me about missing having the warmth of someone else pressed against your side, using them as a pillow, mixing your perfume with theirs. putting your head in their chest, listening to their breathing as they pet your head, dozing off knowing they're there, watching you, protecting you. I don't know. I felt nostalgic, then miserable. I'll just put this away. I've been meaning to apologize, but I feel like it's too late now. Whenever I go out, there's this fear in the back of my head that I'll meet her in the street. I just don't know if I could face her again, let alone talk to her. I'd be a mess. It's never too late to apologize, Jill. Maybe. What's that on the table? Looks like it's nothing. Now, please give that to me. Elope. All right. I saw nothing. Don't worry. Anyway, let's grab some beers. Guide me. Remaining beer 100%. What does that mean? Damn, you have lots of beer. Well, the BTC gives me discounts and a point card I can use every time I buy their alcohol. With that, beer is actually the cheapest drink I can get. Wow, that's... I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Man, sorry about that. Drink. Is there any difference between the drinks at the bar then? Bar and these? The drinks at the bar are more addictive, flavorful, and also stronger than the ones they sell in stores. Besides, the one in the bar is more of a double IPA. This one is more of a Pilsner. I have no idea what they're talking about, but okay. In English, yeah, there we go. In English, please. This one's lighter in color and lighter in flavor. Don't know, it doesn't taste like a lighter to me. Is this one made with that, what was the name of that base liquid you use at the bar again? Nutriogenic dichometrical lidogenol, or NDL. I butchered that horribly. I'm sorry. But oh well. It was a supplement or something, right? It was an experimental fluid they created to replace water when the maiden kiss polluted water supplies. The effects of pollution turned out to be temporary, so NDL never went into mass production. But the BTC still commissioned it for use in bars. And is this one made with it? Let's see. Yep, here it is. Near the end, NDL and cornstarch. Drink! Oh, I see. So that's how much of the beer is left. And that's how many cans I have. Okay. Okay. Cornstarch. It serves as a stabilizer. If I remember correctly, they need it for packaged drinks. Drink! Also, that drinking is very loud. So loud. I see. And I just realized something. What? You're a nerd, Jill.
Nerd!
Jill is one of us. Drink. Guilty as charged. I still have that bottle of rum somewhere around. Do you want some of it? Will you have some too? Not really, no. Then leave it like that. I'm not letting you drink beer alone. That's not how drinking with friends works. Do you consider me a friend then, boss? Open! Why wouldn't I? No. What with being my boss and all, I was never too sure. Drink. Well, in case you had any doubts, yes, I consider you one of my best friends. Besides, you and Gil are always so diligent and responsible that I'm boss in name only anyway. That's good to know. On a side note, it surprises me you kept that poster of me in the room. And even more that you hung it in plain sight. What's wrong with that? When I gave it to you, it was more or less a joke, you know. Does it make you uncomfortable? If it doesn't make you uncomfortable, why would it make me uncomfortable? My own face. I'm still wondering why you did it, though. Aside from filling an empty spot in the wall, I don't really know. I thought it was funny, too. I guess it's like if someone gave you, don't know, a dildo-shaped trophy or something, and you had it there as a conversation starter. Sure. And this is why I turned mature mode on. Although no one comes here anyways, so it's kind of pointless. What? No steamy nights of passion? Not since a year ago, I think. And I'd rather not talk about what happened then. Did someone hurt you? Because if they did, I can go dish out the pain. No, nothing of the sort. A different kind of mess. Uncomfortable mess. A not being able to have sex for reasons mess. Glad to know you have my back, though. That's what friends are for. We've got 9 cans left. We're going to try to get through this. Wait. You talk about the poster and compare it to having a dildo-shaped trophy? Did you just call me a dildo face? That's what friends are for. Wow. The sad thing is, my friends and I have called each other worse. Hey Jill, where did you get that black foray ball? Does she mean the cat? Well, as with any black cat, or house cat in general, he's actually well... yes. The beast is a stray. He was a baby. I think what did the vet say? I think the vet said he was like either a month or 6 weeks old when he came to the house. Yeah. He was like a month, like 4 to 6 weeks old when he came to the house. Freaking nothing but skin and bone and fur. And he just kind of adopted us at that point. Where'd he go anyway? He just kind of took off. He was right under my desk, like he always is. Then he just kind of took off. He's not Yeah, he's not on my bed, and he's not in his bed. I don't know where he is at the moment. He's probably wandering around. Open. But yeah. he was a stray, but he was a tiny little 1.5 pound kitten. Now he's like freaking 15 pounds of fluff. Anyway. I found him in the alleys near the building, not long after I moved here, I think. Huh, I see. It was quite the sight, though. He was cornered by all these dogs, but they were keeping their distance. He was holding his ground, hissing and scratching as much as he could. There was a fried chicken bucket nearby that had some rainwater in it, so I threw the water over the dogs. They ran, and I figured the cat's mom would be nearby, so I left. Then I noticed people looking in my direction as I walked. Turns out the little shit started following me. You're the mom now. You're the mom now. So you brought it home? I'm trying to get through as many of these beers. I don't know how long this conversation is going to last, but I do want to try to get through these beers. At first, I wanted to see if I could find him a new home, but having him welcome me whenever I came back was just too much for my heart. So he ended up staying. Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. It was destiny, girl. When he came, he was so cute, though. Not like the fat... God damn it. Yeah. Not like the fat mess that's sleeping on the table. It's just... I can't. Boy, hey, you're not a spring chicken yourself, you know. I think this is her. Yeah, that's her. That's... Oh. Shit, I actually did that in front of someone else. Yeah. Because see, it had the little quote marks, the little quotation marks. That was her. Oh, God damn it. I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna take a couple drinks for that one. There you go. Anyway. Don't anyway me. Do you normally speak for your cat like that? I don't, but I do talk to the cat. Come on. I've known many cat owners, many pet owners in general. And we do reply. We do reply when we think we know what a furry member of the family is talking about. And then there's the problem that he is very talkative. When I wake up out of bed and he's and he wants his food, he lets me know, because he will not shut up until I get him food. And then when he's bored, he'll let me know. Like, yes, I know. You want me to go shake up your food bowl because there's a empty spot in the middle of it. Anyway. I'm drinking for that. Let's open another one. Maybe. Wonder if Gil's alright. You worry about him. You worried about him? You make it sound like I'm some emotionless robot. You can be hard to read. I wouldn't worry about Gil so much, though. There's 3 things I know for certain about him. First, he can take care of himself. Second, you can sincerely trust him. And third, he absolutely hates bell peppers. I love bell peppers. Ow.
Hey, listen.
I'm listening. He does? I've seen him even reject food that has been in contact with it. Got spam to nuke. Okay. No. I nuked it. Your BTTV is still showing it, but I nuked it. Yeah, I took a second to make sure I dropped the hammer on however the hell you would say that. Dude, you can tell for one thing that is a total bot account. Cause that is it's either it's yeah, the name is just kind of like off. Finally. I freaking told him. I told him about it the other day. I don't know if my suggestion made him look or not. I still can't. By the way, I still can't believe. Okay, yesterday was his anniversary stream. So what does he play? He plays a couple other demos, but his final game is him playing a horror game where you're being chased by a butt monster. You're being chased by a butt monster. I'm so dude. I am gonna have to play that one, but I'm gonna save that for a special occasion, like maybe on Halloween or something. I don't know. But yeah. That was so bad. So bad. It was so anyway, drink. We're getting drunk. There we go. I've seen him even reject food that has been in contact with it. Man, what a baby. Unless he's allergic or something. He's not. Man, what a baby. How did you meet such a guy? He showed up in the door of the bar. He what? Well, it was shortly after the whole incident with Robert in the levitation potion. For those that don't know, the whole story of the levitation potion was someone, I'm guessing there was a drink that was named the levitation potion, but this guy here thought it literally was a levitation potion and tried to fly off of a building. At least that's what I've understood from it anyway. Right, levitation potion. It was a slow day and he just showed up at the bar. I offered him a drink, but he said he didn't have money on him. I couldn't leave him alone, so I pretty much gave the drinks for free. And after a couple, he broke down crying. Huh? I don't know what he did, but he was really, really regretting it. He wanted a second chance or whatever, and I told him if he could wash himself, If he could wash himself, I'd find him a job. And I'll be damned, he looked totally different the next day. Damn. I tried and failed to find out anything about him. So I decided to take him at face value. I judge him for what he did as an employee. And aside from the occasional sudden escapade, he's been as loyal gets. I return the favor in kind, covering his ass from time to time. Sometimes literally. Oh no. Oh no. What surprises me is that you took him in so easily. I can take care of myself, and I always keep an eye on him. Besides, after the whole Robert thing, I couldn't ignore someone that desperate so easily. I see. You've made the bar more lively yourself, you know. How so? Well, with the regulars you've earned, of course. Like that blonde titty hacker. That blonde titty hacker. I can't remember her name. Alma? I was gonna say Armitage. No, that's a... No, that's someone else. Well, she's hot, I'll give her that much. She's also a nice person in general, but damn, she's hot. Are you alright, Jill? Yeah, why? It's weird to see you say so openly that someone's hot. What? Even you can say she's as hot, has a hot body, boss. You'll find no objections here. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about taking her to a room and... Jill, you sure you aren't drunk? I am. I mean, I'm sure I'm not. I mean... But those are thoughts I leave to myself. I don't think I could handle her in a relationship. She has weird standards. That, and she's as straight gets. She's still a lovely person, though. That she became a regular is a blessing. Any regular is a blessing when you get down to it. That's true. There's also that sex worker robot girl. Ah, Dorothy. She intrigues me, though. I've seen lots of sex workers over the years, and she seems pretty giddy. It's not that she likes her job, but rather that she takes to it with such childish excitement. I've kind of noticed that too, but then again, Lilum can be weird. Well, I mean, they are robots, so... You think? Lilum operate in some really foreign logic. I mean, they don't really share our fear of mortality. I mean, they are robots, and they literally back themselves up. So, I mean, yeah. Even if their bodies are destroyed, their minds are already backed up in the collective source. If they lose an arm, they can reattach it or replace it. Depending on the circumstances, they might not even feel pain at all. It's not like they haven't attained human-like emotions like fear or love, but they are different. Like a different culture, if you must. I didn't see it that way. Aside from that, Dorothy is a DFC-72. It's a social interactions model or something. Yeah, friendly. Let them get positive reinforcement straight from their bodies if they're fulfilling their main purpose. So... Huh. Because that's what you do for AIs, by the way. For some... I've watched a few programming AI... programming, like, simple AIs. Like, you know, ones that'll solve puzzles or do races or whatever. And you literally... One of the ways to teach an AI is to, whenever it fulfills a certain requirement, like if it's a race, like if it goes through a checkpoint, it's supposed to get like positive reinforcement from the code. So it knows that what it just did was what it's supposed to do. So it keeps trying to do that. And it'll keep going If it's doing the race, it'll just keep trying to go through into all the checkpoints over and over again, getting that positive, quote unquote, positive reinforcement from the code. And that's what's going on here. Huh. I didn't think, it's kind of neat. Anyway, sorry. So, hold on, we gotta open a new drink. I'm guessing she gets a built-in push whenever she's in a meaningful or challenging social interaction. Interesting. The name Lilim is a bit weird, though. It is? You'd expect them to be called bots or dolls, but Lilim doesn't convey the image of automatons. Just a tip, bots and dolls are considered slurs by them. You know, that would make sense. That would make sense. Bot is akin to calling them retarded, and doll is like calling them fake. Huh. Yeah. I could see that. I could see that being a thing. I love the world building. I really do. Thanks for the advice. That aside, do you know why they're called Lilim? As far as I know, because they all come from a bigger AI called Lilith. Ah, okay. The children of Lilith are Lilith. Okay. Lilim are Lilith's offsprings in Jewish folklore. Oh, cool. Drink. You know, I should have made like a drinking game. I don't know. But I want to try it anyway. Hey, speaking of names, why don't you like being called your full name? I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't act stupid. Back when you first transferred, I called you Julianne, and you almost tore me a new one with your glare. There it is again. Just for that. See? Like that. It's no big secret, but it's one of those things that feels silly when you say it out loud. Try me. Well, did you ever watch Model Warrior Julianne? Not all of it, but my little sister's a big fan of the reruns. Back when I was in elementary school, I was a huge fan of the show. I had everything from the dolls to the costumes to the lunchboxes. It didn't help that it was one of those shows that got strapped. Okay, that is an odd way to put it, but okay. They got strapped literally to everywhere. I saw a couple of episodes once. They were really nice. Just beyond nice. The show's about a model who can transform into an armor-clad magic knight. And the main character is named after her. So, yeah. I could see her just latching onto it. She fights demons born from greed and vanity. How the show presented Jules hating her job because it invited enemies. Okay. And yet still found solace in trying to be a role model. Hell, the main character wasn't a kid. Julianne was an adult that became younger when she transformed. I'd say it was a pretty ambitious kids show, even by today's standards. And she still loves it. You know what? That's nice. That's nice. Just the fact that her enemies were literally issues dealing with beauty standards of body image. Challenging as fuck. Whoa, you got excited there. And that is the problem. Back then, I was obsessed with Jules. I sang the songs, dressed like her. I could even recite full chapters. Something tells me you still can. And that's beside the point. It was nice while I was in elementary school, but then I went to middle school. And what a surprise! Tweens are jackasses. Yep. Tweens, teens. Yep. They went out of their way to tease me about the things I did back then. I don't hold it against Jules. I always hold my grudges against those fuck jobs. Sounds rough. You know how most girls worry about their thighs at that age? I worried about jerkasses singing the theme tune of the show mocking me. Anyways, every time someone calls me Julianne or Jules, I instinctively react negatively. That sucks. Yeah. And she freaking loved it, and they teased her about it endlessly. And now, she probably still loves the show, but, you know, she has that knee-jerk reaction. Yeah. Pavlov would be proud of me. I never talked about it because I find the whole thing too silly in retrospect. And yet, it affects you even today. There's nothing wrong with it, though. It's actually kind of reasonable. I sure hope so. Come to think of it, what kind of kid were you, boss? When I was a toddler, I was the kind to always fight with kids bigger than me. Then puberty happened, and I became the Merriam-Webster's definition of shallow jerkwad. Uh-oh. Right. All right, we're gonna save the last one here for get a little bit further. I actually, just open it. Around the time I turned 16, I realized what an idiot I was and went on to become who I am today. And the less I talk about those years from 12 to 15, the better. Fair enough. Say, boss, how do you like them, Neen? How do you like them? That is an odd sentence. How do you like them men? 2D. 2D. Yes. I don't mind anything as long as that thing is cute or 2D. How about you? Back in high school, I liked them funny. In college, I liked them successful. After a while, I just wanted them stable, and now, I don't know. I stopped caring about them being funny. My high school boyfriend started conflating cheering me up with mocking me when I'm down. What? No. That's no. What? I also stopped caring about them being successful. I realized half the time they had no qualms about cheating with me or on me. And I stopped caring about them being stable. I realized they were the kind of person I was trying not to become. Not to become stable. There was this guy who became so obsessed with holding a stable job that he hated. He started being physically ill. Nope. Nope. No. Nope. If it got that damn bad, you have to get out of there. Hey, Lizzie. Good morning. How are you doing? But yeah, if the job you're working at starts making you physically ill, you need to GTFO. Yeah, no, that's... You're just gonna... Yeah, no. Come down with some sort... No! Lizzie! I'm sorry. I hope you feel better. That freaking sucks. And I know you were about to go on break. You're about to have some time off. It's all on the nose right now. You're on vacation right now? Damn. Well, I hope you feel better. I really do. That sucks. Not only that, the last time I managed to get some, I ended up throwing the guy out. What? He took incredible offense with how I smoked on the bed after sex. The bed could catch fire, you know. Not you too. What game is this? This is Valhalla. We are a bartender in a cyberpunk world. It's basically just a visual novel game, but with, you know, we mix drinks and serve drinks and we have to pay bills and stuff like that. It's fun. I enjoy the story a lot. And the characters. The characters are freaking great. But yeah, it's a story game. Yeah, don't swing a bad idea. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I agree. Don't smoke in bed. I'm not a big fan of smoking in the first place, but you know, you do you. But yeah, don't catch your bed on fire. I kind of envy Alma for that. At least when she dumps a guy, it's for less petty reasons. Are you okay? I'm fine. It's just, it all boils down to the fact that I can't get my mind off Lenore lately. She was all of what I just said. She made me laugh. She had a good position and was stable. She was also smart, caring, and why can't I get my mind off the whole thing? It's maddening. Maybe I should go and apologize. Maybe I should. Maybe that will make me rest easier at night. Get my mind off things for a while. I don't even care about going back to her, but hey, Jill, have you tried thinking about clothes for 4A? Clothes for? Listen, I know how you must feel, but you can't let all of that cloud your senses. Next time you feel overwhelmed by those thoughts, try distracting yourself. Like with, say, thinking what kind of clothes you can put on 4A, which is her cat, for those that don't know. Yeah. You know, boss, I'm a bit curious about your circle of friends. What kind of people do you have in it? Keep in mind, you're included in this circle too, so any insults you hurl will apply right back at you. Anyways, I have this friend I've known for a long time, a red-headed, glasses-wearing gun nut called Iris. Okay. The one you called for the helmet thing? That one? She's managing a BTC bar in Panama right now, if I remember correctly. She's managing a BTC bar in Panama right now, if I remember correctly. She's managing a bar too? I got the idea from her, actually. No? It's called... It's called Nirvana. Or N1RV NA. And if you thought this city was dangerous, you should see the people she has to deal with there. Piracy ain't nothing to fuck with. And means it's an annex to another business. What else does she do there? I think the bar was originally her hotel's bar. She moved the bar to its own building elsewhere and opened N1RV and B. Nirvan. Yeah, but see, that doesn't make any sense though. Nirvan. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Drink. I'm gonna say this is the last beer, so we're gonna save it. weird decision. I believe she said she wanted a place away from the noisy rich tourists that go to the hotel. So that bar is her woman cave. Woman cave. That aside, let's see. Friends. I guess there's also my little sister, but that's a given. Oh, there's also my old partner from when I was with the Neo San Francisco police force. Good old Lexi. Should give her a call sometime. Wait, you were in the what? I've done lots of things, Jill. I spent a short time collaborating with the police force. I've been a wrestler, an MMA fighter, chimney cleaner, lumberjack, pet shop attendant, corporate mascot. Corporate what? I still see my face on some websites from time to time. Anyways, aside from you, Gil, my sis, Iris, and Lexi, I guess there's a lot of people that don't want to see me in harm's way. Mostly because they're the ones that want to hurt me. What about you? I guess I have acquaintances here and there. Back at home in college, I went out a lot. But it felt more like going out was the pleasure rather than the people involved. For me, it was always the other way. It was always just hanging out with the people. I don't care about drinking. I want to hang out with the people, with my friends. I'm not a big drinker. Aside from you and Gil, my closest friend since moving here is Alma. Oh, and Dorothy. Dorothy. I mean, sure, there's always Foray, but that cat's a hermit that refuses to go out. And you know, he's a cat. Hey, a cat's fine too, you know. Boss. Hey, boss. How did you lose your V card? Oh, okay, that deserves a drink. This is our last one. That's our last sip right there, so we're gonna save it. V, huh? You know your V card. Your first time. You're deflowering. Oh, that. Well, this is why, ladies and gentlemen, I have this stream on mature. This is why I have the stream set to mature. I'm legally bound to not disclose that information. Okay. Does that mean you lost it? Can't disclose that information. Come on, just give me a hint or... Still, bad things will happen for everyone if that info is revealed in any way. What's that? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? All right. Sheesh. I can only say this. The whole thing is related to my mechanical arm. Aw, and we've been trying to figure that out since the start of the game. Great. Now you're just teasing me. Any reason you want to know that? Well, everyone's first time is always a mess. I've always to know. Now, I don't know if it's because we're drunk. I don't know if it's because we're drunk or they just messed up this sentence. But I've always wanted to know if it was as messy a time as mine. What happened? Oh no, here we go. Well, I got all lovey-dovey with my first boyfriend. And when we both got naked, when I saw his dick, I started laughing. Oh man. Oh. I feel for the poor guy. I really do. Oh, dude. He must have been. Oh, that must have hurt. That must have hurt something fierce. What? Got nervous? Nervous? No, I just find dicks funny. They're funny. They have a sack attached to them, and they grow, and they're just they're just stupid meat rods. Mature stream, everybody. Mature stream. I'm laughing my ass off. So, how did your boyfriend react? He went flaccid from the laughter, and it just shrank and went limp. Wow. Of course it did, because you freaking destroyed the poor guy. I had to work it out. I had to work it out too for a bit so I could control my laughter, but it's so hard. They're just so stupid. All right, after that, we need to finish this last beer. Out of beer. Stupid meat rods. Jill. And she's out. Huh. Well, let's see how to move her back inside before she catches a cold. Wow. Wow. I'm just hoping that Mex isn't here right now. I'm sure if he was, I would already see like half a dozen clips. Chapter 2. I have no idea. Chapter 2. Your electric bill will be sent out on the 24th. Please make sure you have $8,000. We have $3,000 right now. On the 24th. We are on the night. Jeez, how are we supposed to get that much money that fast? Just curious about a Daruma she saw. Getting one will prevent her from becoming too distracted. Well, let's do this. Let's get the stupid Dharma right now. It's cheap. It's cheap, so that's fine. But we need to get $5,000 with 5 days? Yeah. All right. All right. Save. And that is where we're calling it for the day. Oh God, what a way to end it. What a moment to end it on. Wow, dude, that was one effed up story. Good God, that poor guy. That poor guy. All right, we are gonna raid somebody. Let's see here. There is 2 people that I want to raid, but I have to. We're gonna have to. Because he's playing Dredge. I have to raid Rocky again today. Because I'm going to be in there anyway. I freaking love Dredge so much. But anyway, we're going to go ahead. We're going to raid Rocky. All right. So, of course, I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out. Thank you to all the lurkers, all the chatters. Y'all are awesome. We didn't have any resubs today, I don't think. Oh, no, we did. Mex resub today. But I think Mex is already gone. Yeah, we did have. Thank you, Mex, for that resub. We will be back tomorrow, and tomorrow we are going to be playing Gas Station Sim tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. We need to open the ice cream stand, and we need to earn some cash. The DLC, I believe, is 2 weeks. Is in 2 weeks. I want to have that. I want to have that all maxed out and ready to go I want to have the gas station all maxed out and ready to go when the Airstrip DLC is released. Anyway, once again, thank y'all very much for watching. I will hope to see y'all again. If y'all are new and enjoyed that stream, click the follow button. Let you know the next time we stream. We normally stream Tuesday through Friday, 7 to 11 Central Standard Time, and Saturday, 1 to whenever. But for now, thanks for watching. And later, y'all. Peace.